Our story begins with a spark in the darkness. Footsteps echo out of Africa, carrying the first human stories northward. We see our ancestor warming her hands by a fire, her world defined by the wind and the seasons. Early humans mastered flame and language, carrying memory and tools across new horizons. Then a revolution, the planting of a single seed. Foragers became farmers, nomads built villages, and the first settlements took root beside the life-giving waters of great rivers. Along the Nile and in Mesopotamia, civilization dawned. Reed boats drifted past granaries, scribes pressed histories into clay, and rulers etched the first laws into stone. A profound question emerged: what happens when memory moves from breath to tablet? The answer was the city, a place where strangers could cooperate through shared symbols and rules. From the Indus Valley to the Yellow River, planners engineered societies. Far away, astronomers built pyramids to touch the stars. Empires rose in Persia and India, creating vast networks of roads and administration that united tribe and capital. China, Greece, and Rome forged patterns of bureaucracy, citizenship, and law that still shape our world. But it was not just armies and traders that traveled these new roads. Faith and philosophy journeyed with them. Buddhism and Hinduism moved with ritual and kindness. Judaism and Christianity shaped ideas of law and community, while Confucianism linked good governance to morality, offering new guides for human duty. The whisper of monsoon winds, the chime of a camel bell. These were the sounds of a newly connected world. The Silk Road, the Indian Ocean sea lanes, the trans-Saharan caravans, these were not just trade routes, they were arteries, carrying goods, ideas, and cultures, binding distant societies into a single, sprawling conversation. The echoes of these first global networks are all around us today, in our passports, our legal systems, and our digital lives. Then, the world changed again. A salt wind lifted maps that were still filled with myths. On the deck of a creaking ship, a new age of exploration dawned. But this new connection came at a terrible price. As winds and germs crossed the oceans, new markets were born, but families were torn apart by the brutal calculus of the slave trade. As crops and silver crisscrossed the globe, a new Atlantic world took shape, forged in both discovery and devastation. At the same time, a revolution of the mind was brewing. The telescope revealed a universe far larger than imagined, and the printing press spread ideas that would unsettle thrones. Science taught the power of doubt. The Enlightenment insisted that authority must answer to reason. In the Americas and in France, people began to see themselves not as subjects but as citizens. A new question arose: who owns the future when an engine can outrun a king? Steam and steel powered an industrial age, stretching the working day and fueling the engines of empire. But in the shadows of progress, conflict was gathering. The 20th century erupted in the fire of World War, followed by another, with the chilling efficiency of tanks and death camps. Out of the ashes, nations sought a new way forward, but a Cold War soon hardened the world's divisions. Yet, across the globe, a cry for freedom grew louder. Empires crumbled. Movements for civil rights and women's rights demanded that liberty be a lived reality for all. Then came the screen and an information revolution that connected the planet in an instant. Today, we stand at another crossroads, facing challenges our ancestors could never have imagined: artificial intelligence, a changing climate, and global pandemics. These forces are reshaping how we govern, learn, and care for one another. To understand our present and to navigate our future, we must first understand the long, complex, and deeply human story that brought us here.